This is your man John Fortune, your host of the Frustrated Fan Sports Show, and today we're going to talk about the DC Defenders. Sit up here and keep their winning streak rolling. They're now 6-0 in the XFL season with 4 games to go. They are trying their best to sit up there and basically march into the XFL championship with an undefeated streak. For you, all of you who are new to my channel, I talk about how coaching matters. And if you don't believe that coaching matters, you needed to watch this game because Houston came in with a game plan. Why DC is the team that they lead the XFL in rushing average, rushing yards, rushing touchdowns, and Houston was not going to let them run the ball. But what did DC do in return? They sat up there and threw the ball. And for the first time, we saw this team actually throw the ball. Jordan Tiamu has a very good game. He throws for 235 yards with 2 touchdowns. And of course, Lucky Jackson sits up there and has 5 receptions for 136 yards and a touchdown. Jordan Tiamu found, I think it was like maybe 6 or 7 receivers all game. He was actually throwing the ball. Didn't look bad at all. Again, this was something that I thought they should have done. Converted on several 2-point conversions. Abram Smith, even though they were not letting the run game actually get it, he still had 90 yards and a touchdown. So 90-something yards and a touchdown. So again, DC Defenders do their job and they get it done against the Houston Roughnecks. Again, this was supposed to be the preview to the XFL Championship, and Washington is showing that they are not here to play. And like I said again, if you never thought that coaching mattered in this game, the coaches did everything they could to adjust. And did they adjust perfectly? I mean, to go from being the leading rushing team, you lead the league in rushing yards, rushing touchdowns, rushing average, everything rushing, you're number 1 in it, and a team comes in and they want to stop it. And what do? You just go ahead and you start throwing the football. And man, I can't say enough about how intelligent this coaching staff is. I mean, they made a point of making sure that they were not going to lose this game and they were not going to let their winning streak end. Still unblemished, the DC Defenders win. Oh man, it was a game. And like I said, for some of y'all who are not looking at the XFL, you're missing out because again, Washington, the DC Defenders at one point in the game, I think the score was 24-8 or something like that. And just like that, next thing you know, the Houston Roughnecks get back into the game on a big play. Man, I tell you, it's one of the XFL is one of those leagues that just make you feel like you have to be on edge, because if you aren't, there's a chance your team can lose. And like I said again, fantastic job coaching. I mean, Greg Williams, the king of defense, does what he normally does. He leads the greediest defense in all of XFL. They come up again with another pick 6. I mean, at this point now, that's all we see from this defense is pick 6s. Francis Bernard is playing out of his mind. That was a guy I actually evaluated back in, I think it was 2019 or 2018. He was a part of that Utah defense that also had Julian Blackman. Julian Blackman was on there. Jalen Johnson was on that team. Terrell Burgess. So he was the leader of that defense, actually. And now it seems like some of the things that was not really, that he didn't have a grasp of when he was coming into the league, it looks like now he's got it together and he's ready to make the transition to the NFL to play the Mike linebacker. So again, fantastic job. I mean, it doesn't matter. Santos Ramirez comes up with the pick six off of a tip ball, runs it back for the touchdown. Man, I tell you, the XFL has got me excited. The DC Defenders have gotten me excited. And I mean, it's like I said again, it's just great to see when people are out there coaching and how intelligent coaches are. They just adjust. I mean, you're talking about in the first quarter, the run game was not doing anything. Wasn't doing anything. The coaches immediately adjusted in the second quarter. And next thing you know, it changed the whole outcome of the game. All of a sudden, Greg Williams started blitzing his guys. He started getting home. He started getting pressure to the point where Silvers, the quarterback for the Houston Roughnecks, ended up getting benched in the game. His backup comes in and actually sits up there and almost brings them back. But again, the Defenders sealed the game, man. I tell you, it's nothing better than to see winning championship football in DC. Man, I'm so pumped about the Defenders. There were some notable NFL guys, but who cares? Because the DC Defenders is on their game. So we got another game on Saturday. The Orlando Guardians. They're not one of the better teams, but DC can't sit up there and make the mistake of overlooking a team. I know if it comes down to these coaches, I know they're not overlooking anything. And because they're such good coaches, I do feel that DC will come out with the win. Again, huge win on a Monday night. We see. I tell you, man, this is some good stuff. And again, Greg Williams is showing Greg Williams is actually proving that no matter what league he's in, he's going to have the top defense. Should it be the NFL, XFL, USFL, it doesn't matter. Greg Williams is going to have the top defense. And to be quite honest, when he comes back to the NFL, whatever he does in the NFL is going to be tremendous. Like I said, again, can't say enough about Greg Williams. Can't say enough about the DC Defenders. And even Reggie Barlow, the fact that he basically surrounded himself with coaches that he could rely on and not have to feel like he has to coach them or tell them what to do to make sure that they get certain things done. No, both of them, Greg Williams and Fred Keiss, both sat up there and adjusted in game and changed the whole outcome of the game. A game that could have been lost if coached by anybody else, because again, they could have just kept trying to run the ball and not be successful with it. But like I said, I am just pumped. I'm happy. I'm glad. DC Defenders still undefeated, not a blemish on their record. Like I said, again, the next game is against the Orlando Guardians. So on Saturday. So again, hats off to this coaching staff. Hats off to the players. They're playing very well. These guys want a chip. And it'll feel so good for DC to get, for Washington DC to get a recent football championship in the city. Good game. Like I said, Audi Field is on fire right now. So y'all tell me what y'all think. Are you guys excited that DC keeps marching on to this undefeated streak and possibly end up being the champions of the XFL season? Y'all let me know what y'all think. Other than that, this has been your man John Fortune, and this has been the Frustrated Fan Sports Show.